I'm Michael Levine. I'm the composer for Cold Case and a number of other films, and I occasionally help out other talented composers such as Hans Zimmer and with their films, doing little bits of additional music and arranging. And my production manager is
Peter Adams, and I help Michael out with all sorts of things that are technical and musical. Our symphony system is the Rosetta 800 and the symphony card, mostly, which handles, 8 in and 8 out analog. We have all our surround sound coming out. We have the symphony handles our DA entirely and our AD as well. But it was night and day compared to the Motus that we were using before. And then we also did pretty extensive taste tests between the Rosetta and the Pro Tools, the 192s. And we like them both. We ended up really going with the Rosetta, and it has a sort of an evenness to it. It's sort of a not hyped sound, but it's got a clarity and an evenness overall over the whole frequency spectrum. It's very pleasing, and also we certainly have noticed the overall the more we have more sonic overhead and a better stereo field again, and it's just a lot of depth. It's really been a great sound. It's really the one thing I can say is that we sort of took our mixes from our old system and started playing it back here, and we were like, oh no, like things that it really like opened our eyes as far as the amount of sonic space that we had to work with now as opposed to what we had to work with before.
It's subtle, but the cumulative effect is fairly profound, and it's difficult for me when I'm making A/B comparisons initially to even hear the difference between things that are good quality and things which are superlative quality, because they both sound pretty good. It's really over a period of time when you listen to something that really does have superior sound as the Apogee products have, that you start hearing subtleties that you hadn't heard before, and you learn to listen for them. It essentially teaches you to listen in a different way. And then, as Pete pointed out, when you go back to your old work, you're like, eee, I thought that sounded pretty good before.
Our old work sounded like you could kind of hear where it started and stopped, frequency-wise and also just decibel-wise, where it was like we had a smaller space to work with overall, frequency spectrum-wise and also just decibel-wise. And now I feel like we have a little bit more to work with, even though honestly we work at the same sample rates and bit depths that we have for a while.
You mean, yeah, honestly, one of the things that I've mentioned before that I like about the Apogee system is I just don't think about it. It's one more thing that is not in my way. And we rarely have software issues with it. We would never have sonic issues with it. And I just feel like there's so many things that overwhelm me in the course of working, so many musical problems, and then in addition there are all these technical barriers that you have to overcome with most pieces of gear and most bits of software, and it's just a wonderful luxury to have something that I don't think about.